Solving using log notes, day one. These are paper and pencil notes because all it is solving equations. So make sure that you have pencil, paper, and then for me, I'm going to be swiping in and out of using the Desmos calculator. Okay, so this is what we're going to use today. So let's go ahead and start with number one. On these equations, we need to make sure that I have the same base. Okay, so it's a 27. I need a base of 3. So what we're going to do is we're going to change 27 to a base of 3. So 3 raised to what power gives me 27? And so when I know that that is 3 cubed. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to change 27 to 3 cubed. Now I don't touch the negative 3p minus 3 at all, but I do this. Now that I have the same base, I can cross those out and bring the exponents down. So it looks like this. Okay? So from here, I'm going to use the distributive property. I'm going to get a negative 9p minus 9 equals 4. Now I'm just going to solve the multi-step equation to solve for p. I'm going to add 9. I have a negative 9p equals 13. Divide by negative 9. And p is going to give you, let's just leave it as a fraction greater than 1, negative 9, or negative 13 over 9. There we go. That's number 1. Okay, on number 2, 4 and 64. What's a common base that both of those have? We're in luck here again, so we know that our common base is going to be 4. So I don't have to change the 4, negative 2x. What I have to change is the 64. 64, if I write that as a power of 4, I know that that is 4 cubed. So what we're going to do is we're going to write 4 negative 2x equals 4 cubed. From this point, I can cancel my bases and just deal with my exponents. I have a negative 2x equals 3. Divide by negative 2 to isolate the variable. My answer is going to be a negative 3 halves. Okay. As you see here, this says round to the nearest 10 thousandths, which I like to make sure everybody knows that that's 4 decimal points. Okay, 4 decimal points. All right. So what we want to do is we want to get this to itself. So see, I have a variable and the exponent. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to subtract it. Now I have 5 negative 10p equals 17 minus 8, which is 9. Okay, now, the reason we learned our log rules is I'm going to log both sides because then that brings my exponent out front. So I'm going to log the 5. Okay, and what that does is that brings the negative 10p and that brings it out to the front. So now I'm going to have a negative 10p in front of that log 5 equals log 9 because I logged both sides. Since I'm using only multiplication over here, what we're going to do is we're going to take a negative 10 log 5. And that's what we're going to divide by to isolate the p. Now, if you're using your calculator, we'll get more detailed in this in person, but virtuals, you guys use Desmos most of the time. So the way that that looks is you're going to write log 9 like this over negative 10 log 5. And we see that our answer, okay, so p equals a negative 0.1365. Okay? There we go. Okay. Next, we want to isolate this. So the first thing I got to do is I got to divide by 3 to both sides. And I have 11, x plus 8 equals 47 over 3. From here we're going to log both sides. I'm going to have a log 11. Now the x plus 8 comes out front. I'm sorry, we're going to log that 47 over 3. Gosh darn it, I did the same darn thing. Okay. Log 47 over 3. Okay, from here, I'm going to divide by log 11 on both sides. log 11. If I take log 47 over 3 divided by log 11, I'm going to get x plus 8 on the left side. And if you plug that into your calculator, you should get 1.3232. Move your 8 over, so subtract it. And x is going to equal a negative 6.8525. All right. Just to speed things up, I'm going to go ahead and give you what you would get when you plug in the calculator. My advice to you would be what I always give. Pause the video, punch it into the calculator so that you can see what you get, okay? Every now and then I'll go and show you how to use the calculator. But you guys are all skilled in calculator work right now. I feel like for the sanctity of the video, I can just go ahead and give you the answer. Okay, number 5. The first thing that I want to do, I want to isolate this 10. So I'm going to divide by 9.2. Now I'm going to have 10 negative 5k minus 9 equals 2 divided by 9.2 is a 0.2174. So now what we're going to do is we're going to log both sides. The negative 5k minus 9 comes out front. Log 10 log 0.2174. Okay, now the next thing I want to do is I am going to divide by log 10. Okay, and so what that does is that's going to isolate the negative 5k minus 9. And sorry, this log here is I get, see what I got, I plug it into the calculator, I get a negative 0.6628. I'm going to add 9. Okay, let's move up here. So now I've got a negative 5k equals, this right here, when I add 9 to it, I do get an 8.3373. Now I'm going to divide by negative 5, and the k will equal a negative 1.6674. Okay. On number 4, same scenario here, guys. We're going to divide by 4. Divide by 4. And so now I have a 12, 7r minus 9 equals, okay, I look over here, 51 divided by 4 is 12.75. Okay, so now this is what I have. Nope, sorry, I should have logged that side. Again, I forgot. Don't forget, we're logging both sides. Don't be like me. Log 12.75. All right, so from here, guys, I'm going to divide by log 12. I'm just working to isolate that variable. So I'll have 7r minus 9 equals log 12.75 divided by log 12 is 1.0244. Add your 9. Let's move up here. Now I'm going to have 7r equals a 10.0244. Divide by 7 to isolate your variable. And I'm going to have 1.4321. Oh, sorry, I didn't know my picture was cutting that off. So again, remember, you need to be following along with this, pausing it if you need to plug anything into your calculator. But again, so that way I do get through this quick, and then you can bump back and use it. You can practice using the calculator on your own. All right, 7. 7's a piece of cake because I got logs on both sides. When I got logs on both sides, we can cancel them out. Just like if you had a 2 on both sides, you can cancel it out. So they cancel out, and I'm just left with a negative 4v minus 8 equals a negative 2v. And from here, I don't need a calculator. I'm just going to solve by isolating the variables. So let's move all the variables to one side. Let's add 4. So now I got negative 8 equals negative 2 plus 4 is 2v. Divide by 2, and v equals negative 4. Right. Same with 8. Logs on both sides. Cancel them. 2 minus 3r equals 3 minus 2r. Let's move all our variables to one side so that I can solve. Let's add 3r. 2 equals 3. Negative 2 plus 3 is a 1, so plus r. Subtract your 3, and r equals 2 minus 3, so that's negative 1. Number 9. Same thing, folks. Cancel. 2p plus 6 equals 5p. Move your variable over so you can start to isolate it. So I'm going to subtract 2p. 6 equals 3p. Using the inverse operation of multiplication, I'm going to divide. 6 divided by 3 is 2. So p equals 2. Last one. Divide, cancel, cancel. Negative 3x plus 7 equals 3 minus 4x. For me personally, I like to use positive variables, so I'm going to add the 4 as opposed to adding a 3. So let's add the 4, get it over here. So negative 3 plus 4 is just a 1x. Now in here, subtract the 7, and x equals negative 4. Okay, that is the video for today. The classwork will go hand in hand with this, so if you have any questions, be sure to reach out to your teacher. All right, we'll do next class period. We will do the second half of these, the day 2 solve using logs notes. So, all right, see ya.